Did you know that most of us are only realizing a fraction of our true potential? That's correct. Somewhere behind the daily grind, the never-ending to-do list, and the comfort of regularity is a powerhouse of untapped strength and capability. It's like unearthing an old dusty light in your attic and realizing it was a treasure chest all along. This is the kind of rut that all of us fall into from time to time, but here's where it gets interesting. Stoic philosophy holds that we are more than just passive viewers of our lives. We're the architects. Stoicism tells us that our potential is a tremendous force that is constantly changed by our actions and decisions. Knowing your potential isn't enough. You also need to live, breathe, and make everyday decisions that represent that. Let's return to reality for a bit. If you feel like you're not reaching your full potential, you're not alone. It's a common feeling, but common does not imply harmless. It's a signal, a subtle reminder that it's time to wake up, shed the layers of complacency, and start living your life with intention and purpose. Rather than settling for survival, why not strive for excellence? We often cling to routines and old paths for protection, but Stoicism urges us to seek beyond our comfort zones, acknowledging the progress that comes from facing obstacles and pushing our limits. It's about being proactive and confronting life with courage and resilience. This is about thriving, not just surviving. Consider this: every day you have a choice. You can continue to live. You can either stay as you are or take a little step towards something larger. It's not about tremendous jumps or overnight success. It's about gradual, constant effort. And while it's difficult and uncomfortable, isn't it worth it to realize your true potential? Today we'll talk about how to transcend mediocrity and realize your full potential, leading a life of purpose, achievement, and fulfillment. And if you enjoy what we're doing here, a simple free favor. I'll ask you to subscribe, and we'll talk about how to make every day a monument to your true potential. No more excuses, no more waiting for the ideal time. It all begins now. The reality of mediocrity. Let's talk about mediocrity, a trap that many of us inadvertently fall into. It slowly engulfs existence in a subtle, creeping fog that you may not notice until it has totally consumed you. It is settling for good enough rather than striving for greatness. And it is not about humiliating. We blame ourselves or others for not exceeding expectations. It's about understanding when we're limiting ourselves from reaching our full potential. You see, mediocrity is more than just a lack of accomplishment or slipping into the lower echelons of your ability. It is more subtle. It reveals itself in the reasons we give for not moving forward, the delay of duties that could lead to growth, and the comfort zone that keeps us from taking on new difficulties. We often say, "I'll start Monday," or "I'm just not good at this." It's the small, seemingly insignificant thoughts and behaviors that solidify a mediocre life. The Stoics, on the other hand, had an effective remedy for this problem. They believed in living according to virtue and reason, seeking to achieve a level of moral and philosophical self-mastery that went beyond the ordinary for them. Pursuing a virtuous life meant striving to be the finest version of yourself. They encouraged themselves to turn difficulties into opportunities, seeing every adversity as an opportunity to cultivate values such as courage, temperance, justice, and wisdom. Incorporating this Stoic approach can change the way we see and deal with mediocrity. It's about questioning yourself whether you're doing it out of habit or by choice. Is this really all I'm capable of, or is there more? These questions are intended to awaken rather than criticize. They are prompts that encourage us to contemplate and then behave more intentionally. Stoics live purposefully. We create decisions that are not only easy or convenient, but also consistent with our highest good and most true selves. So, how do we overcome these challenges? Rut of mediocrity. It all starts with awareness. Recognize when you're accepting less than you deserve or can attain. Perhaps your career has lost its luster, your relationships have halted due to a fear of vulnerability, or your personal objectives have been placed on hold indefinitely. Once you've identified these places, confront them gradually rather than all at once. Set goals that worry you a little. Reach out to someone who inspires you. Take up a project that will push you to learn and improve. The key is persistent, incremental effort. And while there will be failures and setbacks, keep in mind that, as the Stoics teach, it is our judgments about events that worry us, not the events themselves. Each setback is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and try again with better knowledge and stronger commitment. And it is critical to remember the company we keep. Ambition and growth, like mediocrity, may be contagious. Surround yourself with individuals who will challenge, encourage, and aid you. You should get up. In a group that values excellence, community serves as a powerful catalyst for growth, making it difficult to remain stationary. Kill your inner critic. We all have a voice within our heads that whispers doubts and feeds our worries. It's like a constant friend who enjoys discouraging us from pursuing our desires and goals. But here's the thing, your inner critic doesn't have to rule your life. It's time to regain control, silence your doubts, and change the way you engage with yourself. The Stoics took an interesting method to coping with the internal discourse that keeps us back. They told us not to be troubled by our ideas, since they are not the truth of who we are. Rather, they are fleeting experiences. Instead, they taught us to analyze our immediate reactions to situations, confront the legitimacy of those negative voices, and respond with reason and virtue. This is where the use of prose or attention becomes critical. It entails being attentive of our ideas and the judgments we make about them to ensure they are consistent with our genuine nature and ambitions. Consider how often you've caught yourself saying, "I can't do this. I'm not worthy enough," or "I'm simply not cut out for this." These remarks are your inner critic's way of keeping you within your comfort zone, but growth, as we know from Stoic wisdom, comes from discomfort. Recognizing these views as opinions rather than facts allows you to confront and modify them. How can you successfully eradicate your inner critic? Critics begin by studying your thoughts as an outsider. When a bad idea occurs, pause and consider. Is this thought beneficial? Is it consistent with my goals? Is it a reasonable response or an emotional one motivated by fear? This practice is modeled after the Stoic exercise of reflection, which enables you to separate from damaging self-criticism and respond with a more reasonable, sympathetic perspective. Let's also discuss the power of counter-narratives. Actively develop a positive equivalent to each critical idea that occurs. When your mind tells you that you're going to fail, say, "I've prepared as well as I can, and I'll learn from whatever happens." This is not about sugarcoating reality. It is about offering a balanced perspective that takes into account your skills and capabilities. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to view problems as opportunities to test and perfect our virtues. So when someone attempts to lead you away from a critique, see it as an opportunity to practice courage and endurance. Each time you tackle a fear or doubt, you reduce its power over you. You strengthen your dedication to personal excellence as a result of the influence of your inner critic. It's also beneficial to create an environment that encourages your new thinking and surround yourself with affirmations, whether they're lines from your favorite Stoic philosopher, recollections of your previous triumphs, or simple affirmations of your value and capabilities. These act as continual reminders of your root, drowning out the noise of your inner critic. Finally, remember that silencing your inner critic is a process, not a one-time event. It takes patience, determination, and a lot of self-compassion. Mistakes will be made, and that's good. What matters is that you keep moving forward, fighting bad attitudes, and aligning your actions with your true potential. Embrace the discomfort. Stepping outside of your comfort zone may sound like a cliché emblazoned on innumerable motivational posters and self-help books, yet there is tremendous truth contained in those words, particularly when examined through the lens of Stoicism. The Stoics were not only philosophers, they were life practitioners who believed strongly in the importance of testing one's spirit against the friction of the world. They contended that it is through difficulty that we discover our actual strength. Background: these uncomfortable moments are actually opportunities for human growth that leads to long-term improvement. When you intentionally choose discomfort, you are doing something rather revolutionary. You are expressing to yourself and the world that you are not satisfied with remaining static. You're repeating the Stoic practice of intentional discomfort, in which you choose to wear lesser clothes, eat simpler food, or expose yourself to the cold, not as a punishment, but to remind yourself that you can tolerate less than ideal conditions and hence are stronger than you realize. The benefit of embracing discomfort in this regulated manner is that it prepares you for life's unexpected obstacles. Consider this: if you make it a practice to push your boundaries in modest, everyday ways, you'll develop muscle-like resilience. Then, when life throws something truly awful at you, a job loss, a severe prognosis, a personal setback, you are better prepared to deal with it. You've practiced standing, so you're not easily knocked down. Up again and again. Furthermore, Stoicism emphasizes that our character is molded not only by our thoughts, but also by our repetitive deeds. Every time you choose to face discomfort, you are sculpting a version of yourself that is a little tougher, a little braver, and a little wiser. And these traits aggregate over time, creating a persona that not only survives, but thrives in the face of adversity. Begin by incorporating this practice into your daily life in tiny ways. Identify one item you've been avoiding because it's uncomfortable or difficult. Set a goal to complete it this week. Perhaps it's starting a difficult conversation you've been putting off, or agreeing to a public speaking engagement despite your fear of crowds. Notice any resistance that arises, as well as any excuses or reasons, and gently remind yourself of your ability to persevere and adapt. It is critical that you retain a curious and non-judgmental mindset while doing this. Evaluate how you feel before, during, and after the experience. What have you learned? How has your perception of the challenge changed? How has your perception of yourself changed? These reflections are extremely essential, since they help to reinforce the lessons learnt from each uncomfortable event. Remember that accepting discomfort is not about punishing yourself or seeking out suffering for its own reason. It is about pushing your limits, one modest step at a time, in ways that will improve your life and character. It is about living in accordance with Stoic ideas, which prioritize growth and resilience before comfort and luxury. This strategy not only prepares you for life's problems, but also transforms them into experiences that mold a courageous, capable, and virtuous existence. Accountability and dedication. Accountability is one of the most potent tools for human development. Arsenal is answerable. It's like having a workout companion to help you achieve your goals. Do you know how it feels when someone else is counting on you? You are substantially less likely to snooze or skip out, but there's a twist in your quest to live your best life. You're not only accountable to others, but you're primarily answerable to. You are responsible for yourself, and this is where the actual progress happens. Stoicism emphasizes personal responsibility and self-discipline. The Stoics believe that our character and lives are the product of our decisions. They educate us to accept our decisions and confront the consequences with courage and integrity. This sense of responsibility for oneself is essential since it supports everything, from everyday routines to life goals. Let's speak about how to improve your sense of accountability. Start by making your goals obvious. Write them down, not in a private journal hidden away in a drawer, but somewhere you'll see them every day. It may be a large whiteboard in your room, a note on your refrigerator, or a digital reminder that appears on your phone. Visibility reminds you of your responsibilities and keeps them at the forefront of your thoughts. Next, make regular progress checks. This may be a weekly evaluation in which you sit down and ask yourself some challenging questions. What have I accomplished this week? Where did I fall? In conclusion, what should I do differently in the future? These sessions are not about punishing yourself for missed goals or lapses. Rather, they provide opportunity for honest, constructive self-reflection, a technique profoundly founded in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics emphasized self-examination and learning from every action and event. Sharing your goals with others might also increase your dedication. Choose a friend, family member, or mentor who will encourage you and hold you accountable when necessary. You're off track. This adds an element of external accountability, which may be quite motivating. It is about forming a social contract in which you feel obligated not to let the other person down, which reinforces your resolve to meet your own standards as well as involve others. Visualizing the ideal version of yourself is a particularly effective Stoic strategy. Seneca, a major Stoic philosopher, advocated for constant reflection on one's best potential. By picturing yourself as the person you want to be, you create a mental benchmark for your activities and question yourself on a regular basis. Does what I'm doing now align with the virtues of the person I strive to be? This mental modeling acts as a compass, guiding your daily decisions and activities. Don't underestimate the impact of creating a system that rewards your progress. The awards do not have to be costly. They simply need to recognize your efforts and accomplishments. This might be as easy as eating your favorite meal or taking a day off. Whether you're going to rest or buy that small item you've been wanting for a long time, rewards reinforce excellent behavior and make the journey more enjoyable. This is critical because, let's be honest, the journey to self-improvement may be difficult and demanding. Your network represents your net worth. People frequently remark that you are the average of the 5 persons. You spend the most time with this saying, which is more accurate than it appears. The people around us have a significant impact on our thoughts and behaviors, and ultimately our success. But it's not just about success in the traditional sense. It's about evolving as a person, cultivating wisdom, and creating a life full of character and satisfaction. Stoic philosophy emphasizes community and connections because the Stoics recognized that humans are fundamentally social creatures who influence one another in various ways, many of which are subtle and subconscious. Seneca, a well-known Stoic thinker, suggested picking friends who exemplify the qualities we want to cultivate. These attributes would undoubtedly resonate with us. We are more inclined to embrace intelligent, moral, and purpose-driven attributes if we surround ourselves with such people. Think about the people you spend the most of your time with. Are they ambitious, optimistic, and resilient? Do they encourage you to think differently, push your boundaries, and question your assumptions? Or do they maintain the status quo, resist change, and promote negativity? It's important to make these assessments honestly and determine if your circle is. Building a strong network does not need you to mercilessly remove people from your life, whether they are propelling you forward or impeding your progress. Rather, it is about intentionally choosing to spend more time with those who motivate you and promote your development. This can include reaching out to mentors, joining clubs or groups that share your interests, or simply networking online with like-minded people. It is critical to surround yourself with individuals who will encourage and motivate you to attain your goals. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us the value of contributing to our community. It is important to consider not only what you can gain from your connections, but also what you can contribute. Being a valuable member of your network entails providing assistance, sharing expertise, and expressing genuine gratitude for others' accomplishments. More time spent on relationships enhances and deepens their impact on your life. This idea of mutual growth is critical. As you work to be the best version of yourself, you should also aim to help people around you. This can be accomplished through simple gestures such as lending a listening ear, offering support during difficult times, or sharing resources that have helped you, each of which reinforces your relationships and creates a network that is not just useful, but also valuable. Remember that your network extends. It encompasses not only friends and family, but also co-workers and acquaintances, as well as people you meet at events and conferences. Each connection presents an opportunity to learn something new and make a great impression. Approach each interaction with curiosity and respect, traits highly regarded by the Stoics, and you will discover that developing a strong network is a rewarding task in and of itself. That is it. Remember that personal growth and embracing Stoic values are more than just self-improvement. They are about changing how you interact with the world and others around you. Thank you for being a part of Zen Stoic Mastery and joining me on this journey of learning and character development. If you found this video informative, check out the suggested video on the screen to continue your trip and gain a better grasp of Stoic living. Every step you take brings you closer to living a more resilient and ethical life. Continue to press forward. Let's grow together.